guys, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Coca-Cola34. I'm here today to do a review on the first of the lots of figures that I got for Christmas. So we're going to start off with the one that I didn't want but I've got now, the Vagaceratops. This is the Safari Limited Vagaceratops. Now, I called it Vagnaceratops, and I have no idea why, but I'll tell you why, because I'm an idiot, that's why. So Vagaceratops is it's a Chasmosaurid. It's really closely related to Cosmoceratops due to characteristics in the skull and the top of the frill. Now, it wasn't that big of a ceratopsian. It was probably about 4.5, 6 meters, around that size. It was first described in 2001 and was given the name Chasmosaurus ivanensis, but then I believe there was a study done later on, and they actually concluded that Vagaceratops was actually a distinct genus, so they called it Vagaceratops urvanensis. It lived in the Dinosaur Park Formation, which is around Canada, I believe, or I think it's in northern parts of North America. You can see I've done a lot of research on this. But yeah, this model is not that bad. It's a really good figure. I believe this was done in 2010. Oh no, it was 2012. Sorry. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was 2000. Yeah, it was 2012. You can see on the bottom there. You can't really see on the camera, but it's there. This figure's really nice. There's a couple of bits and pieces that I'm a bit about, but then very minor. Such as there's a bit of shrink wrapping on the snout. You can see the shadow there around the what they call the nares, which is posh word for nostril. It hasn't got any quills, which is a shame, but doesn't matter. But apart from that, it's really a nice figure. It's got the Chasmosaurid skin, which is basically you've got these little scales, and then they got the big wart-like scales, which is actually quite accurate because they found, as I said in my prehistoric subject files, episode 10, I believe, the Chasmosaurus, I talked about the skin that they found, and I believe because Vagaceratops ivanensis, because it's closely related to Cosmoceratops and Chasmosaurus and all those guys, it will have had similar skin. This is actually, I think this might be the first. No, I don't think it's the first. But it's got a prominent ear hole, and I don't really see ear holes on ceratopsians. I don't really see a lot of ear holes on dinosaurs, but that's really nice. That's a nice feature. The jugal, the jugal horns on the side are not as prominent as they are in some restorations and some drawings. Another problem I forgot to mention is that, first of all, well, the orbits, they see the ridge above the orbit seems a bit too raised, and and that's about it. But apart from that, the biggest problem is the horn. The horn is way too huge. So, but the problem is that I think they've only found the single holotype of Vagaceratops. So it could be, and they did say that apparently there is a possibility that the horn was covered in a keratin sheath, like a boss, or some kind of material that covered it in a sheath, and basically made it like a boss. And that's why this horn is enlarged. And in my theory, maybe the horns were for sexual dimorphic purposes. Maybe the horns were actually another characteristic for sexual display. And onto sexual display, the frill is really nice. I like them spots. Them spots are really cool. And the episcromotals on the top here, and these are called, I think these are called, what are they called now? Epifossilications, I think these are called, on the edge here. But these are like distinct because they're very large and they come out the corners. You got the episcromotals going down here, which is really nice. The tongue is done quite nicely. You can't really see with this camera because it's a bloody iPhone 6 bullshit camera. Sorry, kids. Really sorry. The eye's really prominent. It's gold with black, and that's really good. The stance looks really nice. It looks like he's either charging or it's running away from the stance, as you can see. He's kind of got that bow-legged like stance that a lot of paleontologists, a lot of researchers actually attribute with the possibility of how ceratopsians actually walked, because there's some studies done on Triceratops biomechanics, and they prominently looked at the shoulder sockets, and they found that it wouldn't have held its legs directly under its body. It would have more held them out half like lizard stance, half under its, half like straight up. So yeah, it was kind of bow-legged, but this looks like it's running away. So you could have like either a Gorgosaurus or a Daspletosaurus, because they lived at the same time, same place, and there's a few others that lived alongside Vagaceratops, like Parasaurolophus, Lambeosaurus. Cosmoceratops was also found there. I believe the richest Cosmoceratops, richer now, not the undescribed species of Cosmoceratops. Another thing about this figure is that the underbelly colours go up onto the tail into this stripe, which I really like. What else do I love about this figure? The feet are nice. I do like the feet. They are accurate. I think they're majority-wise they're accurate. I wouldn't say they're 100% accurate. Basically, the 5 toes, but only 3 of them got the claws on, which is really nice. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about this figure. This figure's really nice. It was a surprise when I got it. So yeah, but that's about it for the figure. It's a good figure. It's a really nice figure. I think it's an underrated figure, and I am a culprit of this because I have just like meh. It's another ceratopsid, but it's a nice ceratopsian. It's a really nice ceratopsian. I like it. I like the look of it. It's nice. So size comparison. I shall do some measurements first. So the measurements. Its length. Its total length is about just under 16 centimeters. Width of the hips is just under 3.5 centimeters. The height there is just about 6 centimeters ish, around that height. Size comparison, I shall get you my good friend, Giganotosaurus, baby Giganotosaurus, but if I put them side by side, you can see how large he is and how small he is. So this is the small figure, and that's just the Safari LTD figure. But yeah, this figure is pretty good, especially if you're into North American ceratopsians, and especially from Alberta, because Alberta had a huge diversity of ceratopsians. You look at formations from Alberta. Wow, it's just incredible. But this figure gets a good rating from me. I absolutely love this figure. I adore this figure. It's a shame that I didn't see the beauty of it like when it came out, but yeah, I'm a bit of an idiot. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review, and do get this figure. If you don't, I will have to reclassify you as a Chasmosaurus, like this guy was, because he's a Chasmosaurus, or is he? Well, so thanks for watching, definitely, and I shall see you later. Bye bye.